PEGASYS started out as a function of the Cable Act of 1984. The government allowed the cities to request access channels from the cable company, and it depended upon the size of the city and a bunch of other things. PEGASYS started out shortly after that with one channel, and in the following years it expanded out to 3 channels, and they were moved then to what was then the Crest building. There was a lot of access that went on at that point in time.
But humbling, because I've seen firsthand how much effort goes into just one flight.
Obviously there was not YouTube or any of the social media channels or any of that stuff, so that was how the people got their programs out, is by doing access.
So I went down there one day and they interviewed me, and they said, well, how many shows do you think you can make? And in my head, the word 100 came out. I said, I know I can do at least 100 shows. And I said, well, 50, I know I can do 50. I lied to them.
It is attached on this card with traditional designs painted with red, brown and black dyes out of the bark of mangrove trees. Tappa is formed by pounding the inner bark of the paper mulberry tree.
So I went there and they showed me how to bring a camera home and a light kit and set up, and I'd get behind and put a card up there and zoom in on it and shoot it for 10 seconds, 12 seconds, then get up, put another card up there. And then eventually the Elmo machine came in, and I got onto that and got better and better at it.
I was working in public schools in the foreign language department, and we did the foreign language at PEGASYS Studios. In probably 2000, I believe, they dispensed with the French portion of that, so that dropped that job back to a part-time position. When that happened, I applied at PEGASYS and was brought on as the operations manager.
So I went to work at PEGASYS in 2008. I was the evening production coordinator, so I was responsible for doing the truck productions in the evening, which we did then on the commission meeting and also the Board of Ed meeting, and then also keeping the place open for community producers to come in and edit, use the facilities after hours. And we also taught classes then for community producers. About
the time YouTube, Facebook, the social media things, Facebook and YouTube and MySpace and all that came on, that actually interfered then with the abilities to operate an access facility, because it was a lot easier for the guys just to shoot stuff on their cell phones and dump them on YouTube and not have to worry about, production quality or timing or any of that stuff. In 2013, the city took over the operations of PEGASYS, since it was basically bare bones, and it was incorporated then into the public relations department.
Good morning, Enid. It is Thursday, February 15th.
They relocated into what was used to be the Junior Welfare League building. And at that point in time, Visit Enid had taken over one side of it, and the other side was basically empty. There was construction done, studio built, and so they operated here for probably about a year or so, standard def, and then was decided that they should upgrade it to high def.
We were still on cable with channels 11 and 12.
Enid Public took over channel 19.
11 was the access channel for the community, although we didn't have access per se, but the way we did it then was, if you could produce a show yourself, we could put it on, and that pretty much was church services. So when I came here in 2015, there were 4 of us: Penn Klein, A.J. Wells, Chris Sneed, and myself. And then eventually Chris left, and then eventually Penn got married and left, and it was just A.J. and me. And then the decision was made to not cablecast any longer, because we were still trying to create shows that would fit half-hour segments, because that's how you have to program television, because it's not on demand. You don't just choose what you want to watch. So you have to know when something is going to air, and we had a guide for that. So the decision was made to just go social media only, because we were doing that already.
So we decided to keep city government Facebook page and a Enid Communications page, or Enid Television Network at that time.
We did make a pretty substantial change earlier in 2019. We needed a new switcher. Our switcher ran Windows 7. We had one here at the studio, and then we had one at the back of the room in the council chambers that we did the commission meetings with. And A.J. and I went to NAB to look at switchers, and we thought, it would be great if we could just have one, good one, that wasn't based on Windows, and if it was here, and that we could get our camera feeds over here via fiber and just produce the commission meetings here. And so we looked into that, and we found that yes, we could, figured out what equipment we needed to do that, and we made that change in 2019.
And during that time, I was in the admin building as the Director of Electronic or Digital Communications, handling the website and all of the social media. And of course, I was still doing annual reports and any other research like that. I would say December of 2019 is when we actually transitioned from Enid Television Network to Enid Communications. So the City of Enid Communications Department began to call the place you see I'm here now as the Media Center.
Derrick moved over here. A.J. was still here. And then we acquired an assistant for Derrick, that was Diana. We hired Shay.
Then I retired, and I have no idea what happened after that.
Okay. Of course, COVID happened, and all sorts of weird things happened. We had to start doing meetings over at the Stride Bank Center and incorporating Zoom meetings into video, and it was quite a time.
I remember I had a vacation plan in March for my birthday. Everything got shut down, so no vacation for me. And then shortly after that, we began to live stream a show every day. It was like the St. Mary's and Integris Hospital and Garfield County Health Department and just other leaders. It was sometimes educational videos just to talk about the numbers and what we're doing here in Enid to lower those COVID numbers.
Mayor Pankinen here with a couple quick updates for you.
It was Mayor Pankinen. That was his first time being the mayor. So he did a very good job at that time, too.
When Enid Television Network upgraded to HD, they got rid of the old remote truck and then put PTZ cameras in the commission chambers. And that's, remote-controlled pan-tilt zoom cameras. So you didn't have to have people in the room running cameras. With some COVID money, grant money, we set up PTZ cameras in the Grand Ballroom so we could do our programs there as well. And then we decided maybe we should do that here in the studio because we just have fewer production people, but also more jobs for them to be doing, otherwise.
The Communications Department.
So there were several changes that occurred during that time.
Let's forward now to February 2025, which is, So we just recently began to say, you know what, let's rethink all of this and let's utilize one Facebook YouTube channel. So now, if you go to our Enid Communications YouTube, you'll see that we're calling it an archive, and we'll just begin to just put all of our videos on the City of Enid's YouTube channel. We're not going to have that broadcasting thing with the Enid Television Network, so there's no need to have those two separated anymore. As the Enid Communications Department, we do public service announcements, promos, they do educational, informative videos, they work with the police, fire, parks department, and we do a lot of work with nonprofits such as the Enid Symphony Orchestra. We work with the Garfield County Health Department. We still have that community talk program that features those nonprofits events that are coming up.
Community Talk would be the longest running show and the only show that survived PEGASYS, Enid Television Network, Enid Communications.
We do the press releases. We're responsible for the website and social media channels. We do annual report. We're responsible for doing the State of the City address. And there's some other ribbon cuttings and other major events that we may handle. We work with the Wood Ring Wall of Honor when it comes to their Veterans Week activities and Memorial Day activities, so we work with them closely too. Another thing that my staff does is the portraits of our employees, especially if they're a director or if they're employee of the month. But we try to do our own headshots now, and we have equipment for that. We're trying to do more and more things in-house that we can do that can save taxpayers money, taxpayers dollars. So